You know, I don't know how much it translates, but y'all, I am working hard.
Because I was embarrassed of what brought me joy, because it made me different, you know? Just wasn't something that people did in that culture. It just seemed like my personal life and my dreams and my passions, what I was trying to pursue, just didn't blend, didn't mix.
I also bought this as an investment in myself and my wife and our journey, but all those gym bros were over there, you know, looking at themselves in the mirror and everything, and it made me super uncomfortable.
It's like I'm not faking anything. I'm not skipping anything. I'm not trying to create some YouTube editing magic or anything, you know? Like, I'm really doing this.
Good morning. It's day 32 of 75 Hard. Let's go.
I begin every day by reading my Bible, reading my 10 pages, journaling, and then spending a little bit of time in Duolingo.
All right, it's right at 6 o'clock. I'm dragging a little bit this morning because I've got a headache today. It feels like a migraine that's going to come in right here behind my right eye, which typically stems from my neck. My neck injury primarily affects the right side of my neck. And since I've started this, I haven't really had many headaches because I think the inflammation in my body is so much lower with no sugar or anything like that. But before starting this, that's one of the things I was dealing with a lot, and I've dealt with for years. It's just really, really bad headaches that stem from my neck. So this is the first time since this round of 75 Hard that I'm dealing with that. So I'm going to take a little something and drink some more of my coffee and give myself just a little bit more time before I go out and start my workout. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, this is a 40-pound weighted vest. Been doing this every other day for a while now. Seems to be working out pretty well.
So I never know how much I should intro. Oh, where are you going, camera? Never know how much I should intro each of these videos since I'm doing it daily, and understanding that this may be somebody's first time tuning in. They didn't see the whole history or know what I'm about or know what I represent. But at the end of the day, I'm hoping that people will find this journey and they'll latch onto it and they'll start to understand who I am, what motivates me, what drives me. But this morning, you know, if you've tuned in and you're thinking like, oh, cool, I'm gonna get to, you know, this whole video is going to be about the exercises he does and how he eats and all the elements of 75 Hard. Yes, all that's included. But more so than that, this is about how I navigate life. I'm just a guy who's been through some stuff and has had a lot of ups and downs, and I'm trying to figure it out. And 75 Hard is just one of the mechanisms that I've been able to use in my life to motivate me whenever I've fallen into dips, you know, or valleys in life, and I need a way out. And that way out for me is through the discipline of the program. But this morning, as I was reading my book, I'm reading You by Pastor E.T. I don't remember his last name. I can't remember details like that, but it was just talking about your superpower and knowing your superpower. And for him, his superpower was speaking, and how he talked about, you know, a lot of times we may identify something that we love or we really enjoy that really kind of feeds our soul and speaks to our soul, but the pressure of conforming to the world kind of drowns that out, and maybe we're embarrassed to follow it, or maybe we feel like, oh, it makes us a weirdo or an outlier, so we don't actually pursue our superpowers. And for me, there's been a couple things in my life that I've known without a doubt God, you know, gave me something that most people don't have. And for me, it all revolves around my voice and how I'm designed to use my voice. So whether it be speaking and the ability to orate complex topics eloquently, I know that that's something that God's given me a gift for. Whether it be comedy and making people laugh, that's kind of what I'm known for. Y'all don't see a whole lot of it here in this series because this is more just my reflection time and my time to work on me. But that's, if you ask somebody, you know, hey, what is the one characteristic of Chris that stands out the most? I guarantee you they're gonna say I'm funny. And I love that. But then also, you know, potentially using my voice for singing. And as I think about those things, there's definitely been key points in my life where those are the things that bring me joy, those are the things that bring me the most fulfillment, but I've shied away from them because they just didn't seem like they fit into whatever that phase of life I was walking through. So for instance, I was a police officer for a very, very long time. And when you're a police officer, you know, there's a very masculine culture, and you know, in a sense, I'm all man, just like anybody else, right? Like I like to shoot guns and drive fast, and you know, I can throw down with the best of them. But I also have these parts of me that I love. Like I love to sing, I love to write music and everything, but it didn't feel like it fit into the culture I was part of. So for years and years and years, I deprived myself of that, I guess because I was embarrassed of what brought me joy, because it made me different, you know? Just wasn't something that people did in that culture. And then even, you know, a number of years ago, I actually decided, you know what, people have told me my whole life, God, you should have been a comedian. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I am gonna sit down and I am gonna write jokes, and I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. And I made funny videos. If you look back on this channel, you'll see some of the videos I made and stuff. And I did so well, so quickly. Very quickly, I was getting booked to actually, you know, do stand-up comedy and everything. But the moment that I started to kind of get that attention and people recognize me for that, it kind of freaked me out. And again, I got embarrassed by it. I don't know. At that time I was working out at the plant. I'd changed careers and I was working at a chemical plant, and it was kind of the same thing where like, it just seemed like my personal life and my dreams and my passions, what I was trying to pursue, just didn't blend, didn't mix. I stopped. And so I've always carried these like what ifs with me. What if I'd really poured myself into those things that I love and that bring me joy? You know, what would life look like? And even now, I still love those things. They still bring me so much joy. I still believe that if I allow it, God wants to do something with those things. But now it's like, you know, my primary goal is for my life to have impact, like I've often talked about in these videos. For people to find hope and healing and restoration through the example that my life can be. But I still doubt myself even now. Like, are you really gonna put those videos out? Are you really gonna share all that? Are you really gonna be able to deal with people saying, hey, I watched your video, I saw this or that? Because that's always been my struggle. I just kind of get freaked out about it the moment I start to get any attention for something that I'm doing. And I know that seems weird to most people, on the outside they think that I'm an extrovert and that I thrive off of that kind of stuff. It couldn't be more, the opposite. I'm very much an introvert. The people closest to me know this. But I have this personality that requires me to be out front if I'm truly living in my fullest potential, I guess. I don't know if any of this makes any sense, but I'm just saying, I feel like God wants to do something big with this voice of mine, and the only thing holding that back is me. I don't know if that speaks to anybody this morning, but if it does, let me know below. Or if I'm not making any sense and I've totally confused you, let me know that too. I guess I've always been like a really deep thinker, existential almost in my thought processes, where even as a kid, my dad had built me this tree house in the backyard of his house. And I would go to his house every 2 weeks and to visit him, and I would sit up in that tree house, man, and I would put on some music. And it's like I would just like think so deeply about life and what my life was going to be and what my life was going to look like. And I've got to say that all the things I thought at that time as a kid, my life didn't really turn out the way that I thought. But even now, I'm 41, and it's like I've probably lived more than half my life at this point. And we're only given so much. We're only given so much time to use this gift of life. And for me, that's using this gift of life for the benefit of others. And what have I done with it? What have I done with that time? So on days like this, when I find myself really introspective, I'm just reminded of how every moment has to count. Every moment has to count. And that's all I want. That's all I want. I just want, when my time is done and when I deplete this gift I've been given, and I stand before the Lord, He says, hey, you used it well. Honestly, at this point, I hope they just leave these Christmas lights up all year. Brings me joy every morning. I've mentioned this before about this weighted vest, but it really makes me nostalgic for the feeling I used to have wearing my ballistic vest for work. I haven't been a cop now for, full time, for a couple years. No, more than a couple years, should I say. It's been a couple years since I've been a cop. I was a reserve for a number of years after I left full time. But I haven't been a cop full time for like 7 years or so now at this point. So I haven't really worn a ballistic vest in a long time, but it's, how can I describe it? The feeling it gives me is almost like, imagine getting a hug you didn't know you missed. And all I can equate it to is kind of like my grandma passed away now, about 10 years ago, I guess. And it's like I can just imagine what a hug from her would feel like, right? Like just, there'd be nothing in the world like it. Well, this is kind of how it feels on my body. I know that sounds weird, but it's almost comforting to a degree. Kind of like feeling a little piece of me that I haven't felt for a long time. As weird as that may sound. So, I'm enjoying the weighted vest more and more each time I wear it for all these different weird little reasons. All right, guys, there it is. 2.54 miles, 51 minutes. Yeah, I still don't think that I get an accurate calorie count at all when I'm wearing this. But, you know, it is what it is. All right, let's go get ready for work.
You guys, I just bought something. Now, I bought this with my tax return, by the way. Before y'all think I'm just like, you know, loaded money bags over here or whatever. And I also bought this as an investment in myself and my wife and our journey to win this Transformer contest that we've entered, this 90-day Transformer contest where the grand prize is, you know, $6,000 for a male, $6,000 for a female. So this is an investment, but I've been looking at these things like for over a week now, watching, and I finally caught this thing on sale for about $400 off its normal price. Boom. I bought this functional trainer with a Smith bar, and I am so excited. See right there? Boom, purchased. Oh! Now, it's not going to be here for, you know, 2 to 3 weeks. So it'll still be a little time without it, but I am super excited. I always get nervous whenever I make a big purchase like that, but yeah, I think that's going to be totally worth it. Because whenever I went to the gym, like I wanted to do the cable machines and I wanted to do the Smith bar. That's what I really wanted to do. But all those gym bros were over there, you know, looking at themselves in the mirror and everything, and it made me super uncomfortable. So now, between having the dumbbells and having this, I think I'll be able to do most of the exercises that I really, really want to do. So I'm super excited. Stay tuned. Few weeks, we'll be setting it up and trying it out. All right, folks, another quick update. It is 1 p.m. I finished my first half gallon of water, so I just got my second half gallon of water. One thing that I've decided to do, since I'm gonna try to, you know, I'm going to try to force myself to get into this whole weight training thing, especially now with that new piece of equipment that I bought, even though it won't be here for a few weeks. So I've decided to start taking creatine. So I did throw some creatine into my water. I'm going to do the loading week. I've never really taken creatine or anything, so I don't know what to expect too much there. But I've had it for a while because I've thought about taking it for a good long while. I figure it can't really hurt anything. It's one of the most researched supplements out there, and you know, outside of some minor side effects that I've read about, potential stomach discomfort, things like that, seems like there's really not much of a downside to not taking it, at least based on what I've read. So yeah, I've got some creatine in there, so I'll be working that in as I take in my water throughout the day. Other than that, there's just so much going on at work right now. Again, I'm so very blessed because I work from home, and you know, I basically work from like 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon most days. And I understand so many people out there have such a much more demanding work schedule than I have. I do frequently end up working late and things like that, and sometimes it's difficult for me to put boundaries on my work schedule. But I'm very blessed right now. I've worked some horrible schedules over the year. I've worked shift work for years and years and years. I've gone times where we were so short-handed that I was working 28 days a month. So I understand those challenges, and I understand how blessed and privileged I am right now. But work, there's a lot of going on with work, so my days are just flying by. So right now I've only got 2 more hours to work, and I still have so much to get done. So I'm going to go head down again and get back to it, and I'll check in whenever I can. All right, folks, one more little update. It's 2 o'clock now. I have hit my fasting window. I'm going to break my fast right now, because one thing that I said I wanted to do better on yesterday is trying to get my protein in spaced out better throughout the day, just so that I'm maximizing it and my body can absorb it. So I'm breaking my fast right now. I'm going to have 1 scoop of protein right now. And in a couple hours, I'll probably have another scoop of protein long before I ever eat dinner. So that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, it's about 3:50. I did end up working a little bit late. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on my second workout. I'm smarter today. I've got my headphones in so I can listen to music and it won't mess up the video. But yeah, today we are gonna do Body Beast back. So let's get after it. All right, I was able to go up to 25 pounds for those 15 there. This looks like it's got 6 sets. I don't know. Seems like a lot of sets, but whew, I felt that. Dang it. I just realized I forgot to start my watch. I've already been working out for, I don't know, 7-8 minutes or so. Even that's tough for me. I mean, that's like my heaviest band there. Really gotta build my strength up there. By the way, if anybody's watching this and y'all see something with my form that obviously I can't see in myself, feel free to comment below. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. Man, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or it's just part of it, but man, my forearms are on fire. Y'all, woo! You know what I try to think about as I'm doing this stuff that I don't enjoy is all the things that I can't do now that I know this is going to help me get closer to being able to do. Think about all those obstacles I failed in the Spartan races. I know that building my upper body strength is going to help me get there. I just got to do the uncomfortable part until it becomes something I enjoy. Oh my. Y'all, my heart rate is sky high with these deadlifts. You know, I don't know how much it translates, but y'all, I am working hard.
60-second plank. Oh, oh my gosh. A minute didn't seem like it was gonna be like that long. All right. Okay, I think I'm figuring out how to do strength training, y'all. Because man, I'm working. Headphones were a great idea. I've enjoyed being able to listen to my music while I'm doing this. All right, here we go. There it is, strength training right there. 45 minutes, 42 seconds, but it was longer than that because I forgot to start the clock. 487 active calories, 581 calories total. Look at my heart rate. Look where my heart rate was. You know, I was all the way up into zone 5. That was during those deadlifts. 8 minutes in zone 4, 11 minutes in zone 3, 10, almost 11 minutes in zone 2. You can see towards the end, I was really working it, y'all. And like, that's the thing that I hope is being communicated by doing these every day, is like, I'm not faking anything. I'm not skipping anything. I'm not trying to create some YouTube editing magic or anything, Like, I'm really doing this. I'm doing every part of it. And I'm working for it every single day. I hope that by the time these 75 days are done, I hope that the results shine through. But if nothing else, y'all will be able to see. I mean, I documented every single part of it. All right, I'm gonna let my heart rate rest a little bit, and then I'm gonna jump on the treadmill. I'm serious, y'all. If you just want to burn fat and do it in a way that's fun and doesn't feel like work, build you one of these. Get you a treadmill and build you one of these. Even, you don't need the full computer setup and stuff like I have with this little thing here. With this attachment I've got here, you can put a laptop right there and then just, play a game on your laptop or watch a show or whatever. I mean, this is kind of the ultimate setup right here. So I can watch TV and play a game at the same time, but it doesn't even feel like work. It really doesn't. It's awesome. Okay, it's about 6 o'clock. I ended up doing an hour and 16 minutes on the treadmill. Look at that, active calories, 948, 1110. I got into a really fun game of Brotato. What can I say? Heart rate, oh man, I wasn't even paying attention. I was in zone 3 most of the time. Wow, for over an hour I was in zone 3. I didn't even realize that, to be honest with you. Yeah, so far today, 178 exercise minutes, and I'm over 17,000 steps. So by the time I go to bed, I should be well over 18,000. Yeah, I was just having fun, honestly. Just having a good time. So 6 o'clock now, let me go get cleaned up, get some dinner, and then I'm going to spend time with the family for the rest of the evening. All right, folks, it's 6:20. I'm all cleaned up out of the shower. Here's my dinner. I don't have any greens tonight. We're out of salad, but I've got 8 ounces of salmon and a cup and a half of white rice, and I've got my other scoop of protein powder. This will be course 1. All right, and here's what's become my nightly dessert. 1 caramel rice cake, unsalted peanut butter, literally just smashed up peanuts from the grocery store, and sugar-free dark chocolate chips. All right, everyone, it's 9 o'clock. Had a great evening with the family. Got to spend some time with my wife and a little bit of time with my kids. Let's go ahead and wrap up for the day. All right. Total move calories, 2,090, 181 exercise minutes, 17,985 steps. I didn't make it to 18,000. So close. There's my workouts for today. Let's go out to MyFitnessPal. I didn't get as many calories in today as I was hoping to, 1,215. Honestly, I was having a hard time getting the food down this evening. I'm probably going to try a new approach tomorrow to just try to space out and get enough protein in, because today I only got in 110 grams of protein, which is, less than I'm really aiming for, and calories is less than I'm aiming for as well. But that protein is what I really want to make sure I get in. So I'll share what I'm going to try tomorrow in tomorrow's video. I started fasting at right around 7 o'clock, so I can eat around 3 o'clock tomorrow. And last but not least, let's go in and let's complete everything. I did my first workout. I did my second workout. I took my picture a little earlier. Read my 10 pages. There's my second half gallon of water right there that I finished. So I drank my gallon of water. I followed my diet. No cheat meals or social media because I don't drink alcohol. And day 32 is complete. Overall, it was a good day. I went really hard on the exercise, and I'm just, I'm kind of turning it up a notch because I want my results to reflect the effort that I'm putting in. And also, like I say, I'm now in that 90-day Transformer Challenge, and there's so much riding on the line with that. It's a long shot for me to win that, but if I were to win that challenge and along the way be able to document my entire journey, I could potentially get massive exposure to be able to share my message, with so many more people. So I may not win, but I'm approaching the mindset of I'm not going to let anybody outwork me. Now, that doesn't mean there's not somebody out there that's outworking me, but it means I'm going to go to bed every night and I'm going to lay my head down on my pillow with the belief that I did everything I could. And that means that I ate right, I got in, plenty of exercise. And as long as I do that throughout the journey, no matter what the outcome is, whether I win or I don't or whatever, as long as I gave my best and I feel like I can honestly say I gave my best at the end, then I'll be okay with it. So that's what I'm after, just giving my best and adding in these extra walks on the treadmill on top of the strength training, on top of, the yoga, things like that, I think is going to go a long way. I really do. So overall, thank you again if you've been here and you've been watching these. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing, hitting the like button if it's valuable to you or if you're inspired. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 33 of 75 Hard.